What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back here today on Madden 24 here for another rebuild, as today we're going to be doing the 0-2, potentially 0-3 tomorrow, Minnesota Vikings. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. I also have a football podcast. Link to that channel is down in the description below. We actually just uploaded an episode yesterday talking about week 3, so if you want to go ahead and check that one out, it is down in the description below, like I said. But as I told you guys, it is crazy to think that the Vikings tomorrow, or the Chargers for that matter, could be 0-3 because both those two teams play each other tomorrow and both of them go into that matchup 0-2. So one of those two teams is walking out 0-3, which is kind of wild in my opinion because I don't think either team has any business being 0-3. I think both teams are solid enough to be playoff teams this year, but somebody is walking out 0-3, which is just crazy to think about. But as I said, for this first season, or not for this first season, for the whole video, we're doing a Minnesota Vikings. We're doing a Vikings rebuild. If that was already clear already, I don't know why I'm just now saying that again. But regardless, first season, as you guys know, I don't do anything to start things off. I kind of just want to see what the Madden simulation is going to give this Vikings team. We have Kirk Cousins, potentially could be his last season here. Solid quarterback, obviously has his inconsistencies and his consistencies at times, so he's just kind of above average. And of course, he has his times where you just really hate yourself, and there's other times where you're like, damn, Kirk is the man. That's just kind of how it is with them. Cam Akers, who they just traded for, so he'll make his debut. I think Sunday, maybe he's not playing tomorrow. I actually don't know. But Just Jefferson, Jordan Addison, who's been great already, then KJ Osborne, Darasai, Cleveland, Bradbury, Ingram, O'Neal, and then TJ Hawkinson, stud tight end, who they just extended. And on the defense side of the football, of course, the biggest thing in the past has been the Vikings defense. It's fine. There's some good pieces here, but of course, there is some things we need to address once we get into the offseason. I love the Byron Murphy addition, but obviously, after that, corners don't look all that great. So we definitely have to address corner as soon as we can. But let's go ahead. Similar year number 1. I want to see how this Vikings team does in year 1. We're obviously going to start 0-2 in the simulation because we lost to the Bucks and then the Eagles. And then we'll have to see if we can take down the Chargers. But I will see you guys at the end of year 1. Today's video is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a player props app that allows you to choose the overs or unders on the players you love watching. It's available on mobile or desktop. If we turn over to the left monitor here, they pretty much have every sport you can imagine. They have esports, MMA, NFL, and of course, basketball will be back soon as well. But basically, you choose any stat that you want. You can choose between 2 to 6 players, and you're going to go the over or the under. It's that simple. You don't have to play anybody else. It's just you against the projections. Right now, PrizePicks is going to match your deposit dollar for dollar. If you use that link down in the description below, use code Crushables, matching your deposit up to $100. Thank you, PrizePicks, for sponsoring today's video. Also, as I told you guys in the last one, a tool that I'm using this year on my PrizePicks is I'm using DGF's Fantasies Optimizer. They basically do the math for you. They go ahead and give you the percentage chance that this prop can hit for you, if you're going to win or not. And it's just profitable long term. So this is a tool I'm using. If you want to go ahead and use this tool as well, link to that tool is down in the description below. Use code Crushables to sign up there. Thank you guys so much to PrizePicks and DGF for sponsoring today's video. So at the end of the season, although our offense progressed to an 87 at the end of things, we ended up finishing 5-12. So obviously this team is not very good. According to Madden, apparently they are off to a rough start in real life, but I assume they'll turn it around. Of course, the Vikings still have a solid roster. Defense needs some work, but you have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. So we're going to be walking this offseason though with $103 million in cap space. So that's something to look forward to at the very least. Let's go ahead though, auto upgrade these players, and we got some work to do. I think we have a good foundation. I don't think we'll fall off too hard. Obviously, finding a franchise quarterback could be tough because I think this first free agency, there's not a ton of QBs available. There is the idea of maybe like going out there and trading for Kyler Murray if he becomes available, because obviously the Cardinals may be tanking for Caleb Williams right now. Who really knows? But regardless, let's go ahead and see who we need to re-sign before we go any further. So I need to look at the stats as well. Danielle Hunter is a free agent. Let's go look at the stats real quick before I do that, because I forgot to do that. So at the end, if I don't click schedule, at the end for the stats of year 1, I'm kind of curious to see. I imagine our defense was really bad, but offensively, we're 14th in the NFL. So even being 5-12, offense was still solid. On the defense side of football, it was 28th in the NFL. No surprise there. So 29-9 from Kirk. You had Cam Akers, 920 yards and 11 touchdowns. I think if you trade for Cam Akers, you get that kind of production, you're pretty happy. Madison, of course, has not been very good to start the season, but he has played some tough defenses. So maybe it's not all his fault. But you had Just Jefferson, KJ Osborne, and Jordan Addison all get involved, plus Hawkinson. And on the defense side of the football, sacks-wise, you had 8 from Danielle Hunter, who is a free agent, and then 6 interceptions from Harrison Smith, 3 from Jordan Hicks, 1 from Bynum, and 1 from Byron Murphy. All right, so let's get into the re-signing stage now that we've looked at all of that. So obviously, I know Danielle Hunter is at the very top. Part of me does not really want to keep him. He is a superstar linebacker, but he's 29 years old. Christian Darrisaw, we're going to accept that 5th-year option, no-brainer, up to an 87. KJ Osborne, 27 years old, up to superstar dev. I think it makes no sense to let him go for nothing. So we're going to bring him back, keep the wide receiver core intact. We got Marcus Davenport, Urza Cleveland, another guy I wouldn't mind bringing around, or keeping around, I should say. So we're going to go ahead and offer him a deal. He's back. I think I'll go ahead and extend Marcus Davenport as well, or bring him, or re-sign him rather. So let's go for that. We get Marcus Davenport back. That'd be great. So we get him back, and then we're going to have DJ Wanham, Myles Gaskin. The rest of these guys, I'm not too worried about. Obviously, Kirk Cousins, we could bring him back. But I'm going to test my options and see if we do something else, because I just have a feeling Kirk won't be back on this team. I don't know. That's just my gut feeling. And then Cam Akers, I didn't even realize at the very end here, is a free agent. So we're going to try to re-sign him as well, as they just traded for him, and he was pretty productive. So he'll be back. He'll be our franchise running back going forward. Danielle Hunter, I'm going to pass on, even though he's great. He's 29 years old. I mean, do I keep him, though? I'll give him a 1-year deal. I'll bring him back for 1 year. Why not? We might not find anything better. So I'll bring him back for 1 year. Worst case scenario, we can trade him at the deadline if we need to, or something like that. So got Danielle Hunter back. We have moved on from Kirk potentially. I still could re-sign him in free agency. I will not rule that out. But let's go see what our squad is missing. Obviously, the biggest thing I know for the offense is going to be a franchise quarterback. Because honestly, we could bring any quarterback in here, and it's kind of plug and play, because there's a lot of good things on this offense. Right guard uses some work, but we have Nick Mullins, who I don't want to start, obviously. On the defense side of football, this is really where we need to make our mark. Harrison Smith up to superstar X Factor is great, but we need a lot to address on the defense. So our defense needs to be like an all-defense draft, and free agency. If we can attack defense as much as possible, that would be ideal in my opinion. So let's go see what free agents we have available to us. So we're going to have Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Gabe Davis, Kareem Hunt, Adrian Amos. So of course, as you can see at the very top, none of these guys. Patrick Queen, I actually love. Patrick Queen would be great. So we're going to go for Patrick Queen to start things off. 25 years old, would be a scheme fit as well on top of that. And he would be the best defensive option we can get that I've seen, who is still only 25. I would love to get younger in this defense as well, not to mention Zeitler, Kirk Cousins. I could bring Kirk back for another year. Singletary, Deshaun Elliott. We do have Harrison Smith, though. Carl Lawson, Grant Delpit, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Okay, so as you can see, free agency, kind of figured is not all that great. It never really is. So do I sign Kirk for 1 more year? I mean, we're going to have a high draft pick, so we can maybe get a quarterback in the draft. They seem to fall a lot anyway as well. So I think we're better off just moving on from Kirk. I think we can get a quarterback, since we were just as bad as we were. And there's still the option to maybe trade for one as well. As I said, we could entertain the idea of Kyler Murray, but I don't think I will. But I'll take a look. I wouldn't mind making a trade maybe, but we'll see if there's a quarterback that maybe makes sense to go get. So we've made 5 offers here in free agency. We're going for Patrick Queen, Grant Delpit, Jeff Okudah, Bryce Hall, and Bryce Huff. Obviously, as you can tell, there's a trend here. We're going for all defense. I looked around for maybe trading for a quarterback. Nothing really made sense whatsoever. So we're just going to go ahead and submit these 5 offers and hopefully get all 5. We could use literally all 5 in this team, and we are going to get the first 4, which is great. So we get Queen, Okudah, Bryce Hall, and Bryce Huff. Obviously, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing special, but getting some young players, everybody's like 26 or younger, is also really nice. So as Grant Delpit could sign as well, that would be great. He'll be a good replacement for Harrison Smith when we have to let him go. So I love that first wave of free agency we're able to execute. Honestly, could not have gone any better. So I think first round, obviously, we get a quarterback. Absolutely get a quarterback. We're going to have to draft the quarterback at the very top. So franchise quarterback is going to be a need for sure. So that's obviously we're going to look for there. And then on the defense side of football, this is what we're looking like now after all those new additions. So D-tackle, we brought some corners in. Wouldn't mind drafting another one, though. Would not hurt. Brought Grant Delpit. We still have Bynum as well. Lewis Seen. Middle linebacker, Bryce. I believe it's Bryce, isn't it, Bryce? It is Brian. Sorry. Brian, only 24, so I could, let him develop into a good starting middle linebacker. And then the only other thing I feel like I could do potentially here is sign a right guard in free agency if there is a good one. But other than that, I'm ready to just head to the draft and get our quarterback. So left guard, we got Dalton Reisner, who actually signed with the Vikings in real life. I actually forgot about him. So let's go ahead and bring him in here, and we can have him on the team as well. So I'm sure somebody was telling me at the very beginning that I forgot Dalton Reisner on the team now. I forgot they actually brought him in to help out the offensive line. So we can bring him in. That would be great to finish off his free agency. And he is not going to sign with us. No big deal. It's all good. So I'll see you guys on draft night with who we're taking in the first round as our franchise quarterback going forward. So we get the pick at number 5. So we kind of have to hope here that the quarterback we're looking for falls to us. So I don't even know how good this quarterback draft class is. So we don't have a top quarterback in this draft at all, which is kind of unfortunate. We have George Johnson, though, who looks pretty damn good. He's going to be our pick regardless. That's there is some good corner prospects, which would be great because Vikings need some corners. But obviously, the best position or the most important position in this football is the quarterback. So hopefully, we're able to get one. If we can't get George Johnson and someone took him, then we'll take one of the quarterback prospects, assuming. So Lindsey Johnson, but I assume, yeah, George Johnson is still here. To me, this is a no-brainer pick. He actually looks pretty good across the board as well. We have to get a quarterback on the team. We bring in George Johnson as our quarterback for the future. So welcome to the Minnesota Vikings, my friend. The rest of this draft is going to be primarily focused on defense. A right guard wouldn't hurt either. Max Freeman goes off the board. I would have loved him because we need a D tackle really badly. We have Johnny Klein, Julian Sheffield. We don't need, so Silas Holloway, USF makes way too much sense to me. Really good ratings across the board as well. So let's go ahead and draft him. Only normal dev, but I still feel really good about what he looked like, so I'm not even going to be too upset. And then we only have a late 4th round pick. So draft wasn't too crazy for us, but we did get a lot of bodies in free agency. We got a franchise quarterback maybe in George Johnson. That was the most important thing. So hopefully with him going forward, we could be a solid team next year. The lineup going into the season is looking like this. Offensive line is literally the same. Of course, the weapons are the same, and Cam Akers is back. Madison's still here. The biggest change, obviously, is the quarterback spot. We brought George Johnson in instead of keeping Kirk Cousins. On the defense side of the football, this is where a big dramatic change was made. We got in, a safety. We've got a few corners here, as well as Bryce Hall and Jeff Okudah. We still have Harrison Phillips, drafted Holloway, who was a 75 overall, which is very needed. Bryce Huff, Daniil Hunter, Patrick Queen, Osamoa, Marcus Davenport, Lewis Seen. So all that's looking really good in my opinion. So defensive scheme is a 3-4. Offensively, we're 72%. I don't want to do this, but I have a feeling I should just not waste any time and change the playbook to one of the better offenses in the league, because that just seems to be what works in the Madden sim, which is kind of annoying, but it is kind of what it is. So I don't know. Do I want to do it? Not really, but at the same time, I feel like it would be the best way to develop our young quarterback. So I am going to be a little bit of a weirdo here, and I'm going to change the playbook to Andy Reid. It just seems to work out, man. So I'm not going to waste any time today, because I feel like I always try to make some team's playbook work, and it just never does. So I'm going to see you guys at the end of year 2. We're going to see how things go, and hopefully maybe we make some surprises, and maybe, just maybe, make the playoffs in year 2. And at the end of the season, we end up finishing 10-7 on the season and make the playoffs, win the NFC North. So just like that, we're back in the playoff picture. Let's go take a look at the player stats for the season. So offensively, 9th in the NFL. That's a great sign, especially under our rookie quarterback. On the defense side of football, a lot better. When's the last time the Vikings had a middle-of-the-pack defense? I don't know, because they've been really bad in the past. But George Johnson, 29-12 on the season. He is only a star quarterback, but we'll take that. We needed a quarterback at the end of the day. Cam Akers, did he crack 1,000? Yes, he did. 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. TJ Hawkinson, obviously, Kelsey, Chiefs playbook. Hawkinson benefited from it. Jordan Addison, Jefferson, KJ. It feels really dirty to see Justin Jefferson only get 898 yards. Like, that is never happening, of course, until he gets like way older. Yeah, so that kind of sucks to see. But defensively, sacks wise, you had 12 sacks from Daniil Hunter, 6 from Harrison Phillips, 4.5 from Delpit, 4 from Davenport, 4 from Silas Holloway, interceptions, 2 from Grant Delpit, 2 from Queen, 2 from Byron Murphy, and 1 from Bryce Hall. So without further ado, we get to play the team that actually beat us the last time the Vikings were in the playoffs, which was the Giants. So let's see if we can come back here and get our sweet revenge. Literally at the same field as well. The Giants came in and beat us here last time. Hopefully they're not able to do that again, as we're going to go up 7-3 on them, and we're going to go up 10-3. So far we've scored on each possession, I believe, and we're going to almost do the same thing. It looked good there for a second. 6-17. The Giants are going to be in a 1-point or a 1-possession game with us, though. We need to respond here. We get a field goal response, and we do get a stop here. We go take a touchdown lead. We cannot, and we actually got a stop and beat them by 2 points. That was a very close game, but just like that, with our rookie quarterback, we got our revenge against the Giants, and we're moving on to divisional weekend. And now we head to Atlanta to play the Atlanta Falcons in the divisional round. What a story it would be if we can come out here and obviously I'm going to go ahead and skip this moment and win this game with our rookie quarterback as we go down 7-0. But we respond with our own touchdown, 7-7, and they get us another touchdown. We need a response here. Field goal response, I'll take it, but I would love to take the lead here. Nope, we do get another field goal, but we are going to get another field goal here. So we take a 2-point lead. Scoring here would be great. Another field goal. Field goals aren't going to win the game, but we do stop them to a field goal. Get a touchdown here. We get a stop as well, and just like that, we have beat the Falcons in our rookie season with George Johnson. We're heading to the NFC Championship already. That is a great sign, man. I didn't think I'd be able to turn this team around in one season, but so far, we're headed to the NFC Championship in our rookie quarterbacks, or in our quarterback's rookie season. But now for the NFC Championship, we get to head to Jerry World to play the Dallas Cowboys, who did lose Trayvon Diggs for the rest of the season with the torn ACL. But obviously, he'll be healthy here in Madden. So let's see if we can come out here and somehow beat the Cowboys and go to the Super Bowl. That'd be pretty crazy. It looks like we had an interception to start things off, but we do tie it up 7-7. We're obviously going to have to score points. We want to keep pace with the Cowboys, and so far, we're doing a great job driving downfield. Can we score here? We get a field goal. We could tie it up here potentially. We do not. It's 13-28. We need a touchdown response, and we're not going to get it. So it looks like the Cowboys may have our number. What is it? It's 13-31. If I can do quick math, I can't. For some reason, 13-31. So that will be a 17 or 18-point ball game right now. So we're down 3 possessions. I would have to score very quickly here. I want to see if I can do it. I highly doubt it, but right now, I'm about to get sacked. I'm going to throw this away because I was going to try to get it to Justin Jefferson. But, yeah, I don't know why I jumped in. I honestly don't think we're going to be able to come back in this game. So, let's just go ahead and super sim the rest of the game. There's no point in me even playing this out. So, yeah, unfortunately, it would be cool if we could score on this drive and maybe get back in the game. But we don't even do that. So, we go all the way to the NFC Championship. But we are going to fall short to the Dallas Cowboys, unfortunately. But we just have more work to do, and that's a great start with George Johnson under center for us. So we get to go in this offseason with another chunk of cap space, $76 million in cap space. So let's see what we need to keep. I know Danielle Hunter will be a free agent. Obviously, Justin Jefferson is a must resign. Byron Murphy, Lewis Seen. I'm going to accept that 5th-year option, and then I'm going to bring, actually, Harrison Phillips can go. Cameron Bynum, wouldn't mind keeping him as depth. Why not? We could keep safety depth as much as possible. I think he said no to me if I just saw that correctly. With Justin Jefferson, no brainer, must resign here. No point in not bringing him back. So let's go ahead and extend him. He is back. Justin Jefferson's going to stick around. Byron Murphy, I do want to keep him around as well. Only 27. Our best corner at the moment. I wouldn't mind getting another good corner in free agency and just keep upgrading that. Not going to franchise tag Cameron Bynum. I want to see if there's anybody else that's important here. Not really seeing anything. So, yeah, I think we're good. So, Danielle Hunter, it was great to have you, but I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get somebody different. So, let's get into free agency and let's see where we need to upgrade. Also, for this next season, I think I'm going to change the playbook back to Minnesota. It just felt really unnecessary. It just felt dirty seeing Justin Jefferson not even crack 1,000 yards. Like, that was just crazy to me. So, we're going to go right back to Kevin O'Connell and hope it works out for us. I'm just going to have to hope it does. I assume it will if we have a good roster. So, we're going to go right back to Kevin O'Connell if I can find him. There he is. Boom. So that's going to stay that way. That way, Justin Jefferson gets plenty of work because it just did not feel right to me. But our quarterback is superstar dev, which is great to see. Love that. Right guard is up to 75. So offensively, I don't know if we need to address anything. If I was going to address anything, it'd be the right guard. On the defense side of the football, linebacker, of course, we just lost, of course, Danielle Hunter. I couldn't find, his name was escaping me for a second. And then we also lost Harrison Phillips. So those 2 positions would be great to fill. Another corner wouldn't hurt as well. So let's go ahead and see if we can fill that all out with what, like $42.5 million in cap space. So let's see what we got at our disposal. So Joel Bitonio, he would be nice. Danielle Hunter is the best left outside linebacker available. So we could just go for him. Chidobe Awuzie, would not mind going for him. Or DJ Reed, not bad as well. DJ Reader, Tyrann Mathieu. Zadarius Smith did play in Minnesota at one point. Could bring him right back for another run. Wouldn't hate it. Teron Johnson, Jerome Baker. So there's definitely some interesting options here. But I also wanted to look at, or I said guard. It was Wyatt Teller. You have Samuel Cosme. I think we're fine. I don't think I need to address the offense. I think we need to go all in on the defense. I really want Chidobe Awuzie. He's 30 years old, but I just think bringing him in would be absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go Awuzie to have him opposite of Byron Murphy, have plenty of corners at our disposal. And then linebackers was obviously Danielle Hunter, Judon. But I think at this point, we might just go ahead and bring back Danielle Hunter because there's really no better option. So I'm going to go for Danielle Hunter again. I might lose him because I let him walk at free agency, but I'm willing to live with that if that is the case. Green Bay is all in on him, so we'll see. And then left in was a problem as well. But I'm kind of looking at Darius Smith here. Bringing him back to Minnesota kind of feels right to me. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, I guess I can't offer him much yet. All right, I'm offered that and see what he says of that. We have 3 offers in free agency. It doesn't look like it's going to work out for us. We might have to free up some money. But right now, Chidobe Awuzie would be amazing. And then Danielle Hunter, Darius Smith would be great. But I'm just going to go ahead and submit those offers and hope they come back. So we got Danielle Hunter. DeAndre Hunter is an NBA player. Chidobe Awuzie and Danielle Hunter are back. Getting Darius Smith doesn't really hurt my feelings all that much. I don't really care. It's fine. So left end is the only position I think we need to address the most. Chris Wormley, Reed, or we could even go out there and maybe trade for a right end. Although Dietrich Wise is here as well, which wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. So I'm gonna go Dietrich Wise, and we'll go for him. And I think that will be it for us. So let's see if we get him on the team. Fill that out. Have a have that hole filled, and boom, just like that. I don't know if we'll do anything else. What do we only have $6 million in cap space left? So yeah, I don't think there's any need to do anything else. I think all we need to do now is head to the draft and just draft some more depth. And I think we can bank on this next season being pretty damn good. So let's look at this lineup now that we filled it or fixed it again. So Awuzie, cornerback depth is upgraded like crazy. Holloway's up to 78, Lewis Seen, and then Harrison Smith is still here, Delpit, Daniel Hunter. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about what we look like. Let's go to the draft, and let's just absolutely capitalize on adding more value to the team. So, we do have a late pick in this draft, but as long as we can get somebody that's hidden dev and can just help out the lineup right away, that's all that truly matters. So, Devin Wilson's going to go to the Falcons. So, we have Joe Green, we have Joey Gilmore, we have Greg Hunt, Daniel Patton, Devin Griffin, and then Daniel Chasson. Okay. So Melvin Griffin doesn't sound terrible, but he doesn't fit what we're really trying to do. Mitchell Ash, Brandon Dunn. Brandon Dunn actually looks pretty solid. I guess you can never have enough protection. Do I want to draft? I mean, we addressed corner like crazy, so I guess I'm going to draft Brandon Dunn here. Brandon Dunn is going to be our pick. He could move to guard, and he could potentially be better than our right guard right now. So that might be what we do. And then around 2, pick 29, let's see what we get here. And I think as long as we can get somebody who's fine, we'll be all right. So Daniel, a lot of wide receivers on the board. Carl Barlow. We just lost our backup free safety. So I guess if you're getting Carl Barlow, could be a replacement to, I believe it was Bynum. That's fine with me. And he's also in dev. So that's going to be it. I'm going to go ahead and just see you guys at the end of next year, because lineup didn't change much at all. So I will see you guys at the end of the next season. And hopefully, after changing the playbook, we're back in the playoffs. I changed it back to Minnesota, so it'll be an interesting experiment to see if we fall off, because I'm not using Casey's playbook anymore. So at the end of this final season, we end up going 11-6 on the season. We win the NFC North once again. Let's take a real quick look at these stats, and we get to go play the Falcons. So offense was 11th in the NFL, which is great to see, and defensively 9th in the NFL. So both sides almost top 10. We had Cam Akers have a great season. Justin Jefferson, that's why we love to see 14 yards, 10 touchdowns. That's Justin Jefferson we know. On the defense side of the football, 10.5 sacks from Neil Hunter, still very productive, even at 30 years old. Patrick Queen, 5.5 interceptions, 3 from Chidobe Awuzie. Let's go ahead, jump in, and hopefully beat the Atlanta Falcons and start our run back to the NFC Championship, and maybe this time even to the Super Bowl. So here we are at home to start hopefully our NFC Championship run, maybe back into the Super Bowl as well on top of that. And we are going to go down 7-0 to the Falcons, but we are going to respond to the field goal. Okay, can we go up there and take the lead? We get an interception from Byron Murphy, and we take the lead 7-10. Falcons respond with their own field goal, and we are going to go up 13-10. So very close game so far. I would love to take a 2-possession lead here. We do just that, 20-10. Now let's keep the foot on the pedal. And the Falcons are going to make it interesting at the very end, but we are going to respond. Just kidding. It's 24-20. All right, so 24-20. We need a response. Hopefully, I can do it pretty quickly here. I want to go ahead and move on. I did not expect to struggle in the wild card round to the Falcons, unfortunately, but here we are. So let's see if we can come out here and take the lead back. I'm going to go ahead and start this drive with KJ Osborne, zig route. Let's go no huddle here. Let's just keep things moving. So let's see if I can come out here and win this game with no issues. I'm curious to see if I could do just that. So I'm going to go ahead and take a sack here. I hesitated on whether or not I wanted to throw it to B. I kind of wish I did. It looked like he got open at the end there, but we'll see. Maybe I can hit Justin Jefferson this time. I actually am going to have Hawkinson, but it is batted down by the Falcons secondary. So that was a tough throw, but as long as I get a first down, that's all that matters. So let's see. I'm looking for Justin Jefferson here. Obviously, he's my go-to at this point for a first down. I think he is going to be there. So Justin Jefferson, First down, it needed that in the worst way possible. We should probably start using our timeouts, but we're fine. I think I'm good. So let's see. I think I'm gonna have KJ Osborne. Just kidding. That's gonna be a little out of. All right, Justin Jefferson. I need to just look at Justin Jefferson. What am I doing? Let's look for Justin Jefferson. That's what is gonna punch us in at the end of the day. I don't care that they're not pressing up. As long as that safety comes up, which is Jesse Bates. If Justin Jefferson's one-on-one, I'm hitting it every time. He is there, and it's just a little off. Just a little off. We still have all 3 timeouts. I'm going right back to it, though. I do not care. So as long as he's not double covered, I don't see it. Oh, wow. They put our backups in. Really? That's not great. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I do have B for a really nice gain, so I'm gonna get out of bounds there, so we'll go with that. That's gonna be Ray here, our backup wide receiver, is getting it done. All right, we need Justin Jefferson back out here. I don't know if they'll be back out here though. Doesn't look like it, so maybe we don't need him. We have Hawkinson at the very least. Let's see if N'Keal Harry. I actually think I'm gonna give Hawkinson a chance here. He is going to drop it. 7 seconds left. He would have been on the 1-yard line, maybe even punched it in, but unfortunately that did not work out. All right, looks like we have Justin Jefferson back out here. We need him. 7 seconds left. I'm going to him. If Hawkinson gets open, of course we'll look for him as well. Hawkinson's literally wide open. Let's give it to him. Get in the end zone. We take the lead at the very end. That was kind of a struggle, but at the end of the day, we got it. That's all that matters. So we're moving on to the divisional round. But now we head to Carolina, who is really good in the simulation, assuming we take them down to punch our ticket back to the NFC Championship, as they're going to go up 3-0, but we are going to respond with our own field goal, and it is a tie ball game until the Panthers take the 10-3 lead, and we're down 17-3. So far the Panthers have our number. It's not looking good, very good until, nope, thought we were going to score on that drive. It's down. We're down 3-20. We need a response, George Johnson. We're not getting it, and it looks like we are going to fall short to the Carolina Panthers. So unfortunately, the Panthers had our number. I bet you anything, if I just kept the Chiefs playbook, we would have gotten past them, bro. So that sucks. I felt pretty good about the team we assembled together on this Vikings squad, though. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be. We fall short to Bryce Young and the Panthers by 17 in the divisional round. Got to the NFC Championship last year. Unfortunate. It is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this one regardless. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.